Hey guys, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to Final Fantasy Bestiary. This series is dedicated to learning the lore and history behind some of Final Fantasy's most iconic characters. This episode, in celebration of the collaboration efforts between Final Fantasy XI and Final Fantasy XIV, we're going to talk about the ultimate black mage, Shantotto. Shantotto is a black mage NPC from Final Fantasy XI and is one of the game's most prominent and memorable characters. Between an explosive temper, her way of speaking in rhyme, and that laugh we've all grown to love, she stamps her mark wherever she goes, including in this very bestiary series. Shantotto is a Tarutaru with brown eyes and blonde hair held up in pigtails. Being a Tarutaru means that her height is not one of her strong points, but what she loses in stature and physical strength, she greatly makes up for with her magical prowess. Coming from one of the most powerful black mage families in all of Vana'diel, she is capable of completely obliterating her opponents with a barrage of destructive spells. She has also amassed a great deal of knowledge across her lifespan and is still in search of more knowledge after her retirement. Due to her lineage and knowledge, she sees herself as omnipotent to a degree when compared to the general populace. Despite this, she shows respect and loyalty when the masses are at risk or if there is something in it for her, as we shall explore as we discuss her history in Final Fantasy XI. Shantotto lived a prosperous early life, being born into such a respected family. Though her parents did eventually divorce, her house burnt down, and her dog shrank, she never faltered in her mission to keep the family name alive, eventually becoming the Minister of Windurst's Department of Magic, adopting the title of Professor. However, due to unknown reasons, she was eventually removed from her position and exiled from Windurst during the Crystal War with the Beastmen. She instead roused her own force alongside Doran Fulin while working to gather information to defeat the Beastmen hordes. Eventually, while the Beastmen were off assaulting Windurst, she gathered critical information in Zarkabard. This information allowed her and the armies of the three nations to assault the Shadow Lord's fortress and claim victory over the Beastmen hordes, granting her the title of War Hero. She was reinstated back in Windurst, but a few years later retired to her home to conduct her own experiments, leaving the department in the hands of Ejido Marujido. She now makes and sells curses and curse removals with the help of local adventurers. She developed a new warp scroll, played a role in the defense of Windurst in light of the reactivation of the Horutoto ruins, and even defended Prish from Shikari Y in the Chains of Promethea storyline. It wasn't until Vana'diel came into contact with Ot Urgan, the Empire to the east, that Shantotto decided to play a more direct role in the story. She disguises herself as Lady Karababa, retaining all of her usual appearance features but adding a pair of glasses. She uses this disguise in an attempt to gather ancient relics in the area as well as discover the secrets of the Empire's politics. Although she eventually plays a role in preventing the destruction of the world, her true objective is to learn more of the astral candescence and how she could use it for magical advances. Her final important appearance, however, comes in the release of an add-on scenario titled A Shantotto Ascension, The Legend Torn, Her Empire Born. During this story, Shantotto accidentally travels to an alternate dimension where a different version of her tried to take over Vana'diel but failed. That dimension Shantotto traveled to this adventurer's Vana'diel, though with such force that she broke into two Shantottos, Domina and Bell. Each one harbors a different side of her emotions, good and evil, though they both have the same overall goal, to turn everyone in Vana'diel into Shantotto clones, a process known as Shantottofication. The real Shantotto returns and saves the world from Domina and Bell before sending them home. Shantotto also made appearances in other Final Fantasy games. She was a playable character in both Dissidia and Dissidia Duodecim, using her range of magics and the ultimate black mage ability Mana Font to destroy her opponents. She also acted as Cosmo's personal guard for a period of time as well, defending her from Gabrant's blade. She does also make an appearance in Theatrhythm, but her most recent appearance is in Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. As part of a collaboration event between Final Fantasy XI and Final Fantasy XIV, a giant Shantotto automaton makes an appearance and begins terrorizing the population. It is eventually revealed that this automaton was made in an attempt to save Eorzea, quote unquote, by raising it to the ground. The real Shantotto turns it into a miniature version and awards it to the player for defeating it. She then claims that if Eorzea is ever in trouble, she shall return and teleports to Vana'diel using interdimensional travel. Other than that, there really isn't much more to say about Shantotto, but If you're unfamiliar with the character, I recommend you go watch a quick YouTube video, listen to that laugh she's got, and I guarantee you'll want to know more soon enough. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, please like, favorite, subscribe, and share for more Final Fantasy videos and information. Of course, feel free to follow me on Facebook and Twitter as well, where you can ask me questions and just pick my brain a little bit. And of course, you can follow me on Twitch, where I will be doing Final Fantasy February, which will be a Final Fantasy streamathon for the entire month of February. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.